They are treasure to preserve for future generations that are cultural heritage. This link us to earlier generation and help us to understand who we are today. We want to hand this to our children and our children's children learn about our own cultural identity. It gives us strong root needed in this fast-paced and ever-changing world. Historic building designed by some of the world's greatest architects are physical link to our past. Just imagine how much history is lost for an ancient building or artifact is destroyed if we do nothing. The story of our past will be erased. It's a challenge to manage this heritage appropriately. It is a challenge in maintaining heritage sites while we are keeping up with modernization. Development pressure is so great that we are in danger of losing building because maintaining historic site is so high that government decide to tone down in favor of new construction that will bring economic beneficial. It directly impacts the preservation of historic environment, although it brings modernization, but it could also lead to negative change depending on by how successful they are managed. An example that we can see is the expansion of MRT that affected Petaling Street. The conservation project also have a problem in getting the original material to reconstruct the building because of the lack of material. The materials like roof tiles and timber truss was an unlimited source. The contractor must get the same material to match with the original material. Regardless of this, the challenge is not only to get the original material, but it must be on similar strength, texture, scale, and form. For example, we can see that contractor of Eva Musa Melaka cannot reconstruct the building because the resources used are hard to get. New material can be used, but it will lose the originality of the building. But there are some heritage buildings that we can see are being reconstructed, like Kelly Castle at Perak. Did you guys know that conserving heritage costs a lot of money? Therefore, another challenge of heritage conservation is lack of fund. Maintaining historic sites is an expensive task and a lack of adequate financial resources. Inadequate funding and lack of effective training, much of the maintenance work done to heritage properties in many parts of the world is repaired poorly by inexperienced and untrained personnel. This situation can be seen in repairing process of bangunan Sultan Abdul Samad, where it cost about 150 million, but they only received 30 million ringgit. The most feared and worst challenge is natural disaster. Natural disasters strike worldwide and can threaten a country, art, artifact, and cultural heritage. Earthquake, wildfire, landslide, and flood are just some examples of natural disasters. They came without warning or with very little warning and can cause irreplaceable damage and destruction to artifacts and cultural heritage. For example, Angkor Wat, one of the most impressive ancient temple complexes, has been ignored by conservation groups. As a result, nature has wreaked havoc on the temple structure, resulting in broken stone and crumbling walls. A similar situation existed at Indonesia Borobudur Temple, which was almost entirely overgrown with forest and soil sediment when a farmer discovered the place. So that is all for our topic. I hope all of you gain some knowledge and information about our animation. Thanks for watching.